Shalom, shalom, family. I'm back again with another video as promised. Things is moving along. Things is getting real thick out here. Serious. Just when you think that things can get a little bit tougher, they get a little bit tougher, but we know that we have to endure it. Everything within us is telling us that we have to endure it. Because no matter how hard things are right now, they're going to get worse. They're going to get worse for us, family. And for most of us, we've been enduring, different trials and tribulations, as they come. Seems like sometimes they come back to back to back to back. And you don't even get a break. You don't even get a break. But we know, those that have an ear, we know what it's all about. I'm coming to you today because I had a remembrance of a dream that I had. A few years back. It's been a while since I've been awakened, and it's been nuts, to say the least. And I found myself, really going over my dreams and, things that were given to me even before I was awake, and didn't even know, what some of those dreams meant. Usually, with my dreams, I remember it, and I remember it in detail if it's something important for me, to remember. Whether they come to pass right away or they don't come to pass right away, I hold on to those things and I don't forget them. And it's usually for a reason. This particular dream that I had, sorry family, this particular dream that I had went off to sleep. It was a regular night. I had a regular night. And I wouldn't say anything significant happened prior to me going to sleep. Just a regular, typical night. And I went off to sleep, and in my dream, when I woke up in my dream, and I was laying on the ground. And my vision was blurry at first, like it would be when you're waking up out of a dream. And, when I finally was able to focus my eyesight and I looked around, I was in an area that was strange to me. I didn't know this area that I was in at first. But then I stood up and then I looked around. And that feeling when your heart sinks to your stomach because you realize something and it shook you to your core? You get this fear that comes over you. That's the feeling that I had in this dream. I don't know if anybody else experiences different things in their dreams, but I can feel things as if, I'm really awake in my dreams. And, like I said, I felt like my heart sank to the bottom of my stomach. And this fear came over me because I realized that I was in a place, and to me, I was in a place that I wasn't supposed to be in. Not at this time. And I was panicking because I didn't know what the heck I was doing there. I didn't know how I got there, and I knew that I was in danger. I didn't know why. I didn't know, who was the danger to me. I didn't know. I just had this overwhelming feeling that, I was in danger and I was in a place that I shouldn't have been. And so I got up, and I knew, because I wasn't supposed to be in this area, to my knowledge, I couldn't just go. There were houses. I seen a bunch of houses on one side of the street. And, there were explosives. I can hear explosives going on. There was explosives going on behind me, like bombs, going off behind me. I could hear these things. And I knew that I couldn't stay where I was. I knew that I had to get up and I had to move, and I couldn't stay there, and I had to find somewhere to go, where I was going to be safe, or to even find out what the heck is going on. So I began to walk, trying to be cautious about where I was going, because I knew that I couldn't just trust anybody. That's the feeling that I had. I knew that I couldn't just trust anybody. I had to go somewhere where I knew that I was going to be safe. And before I could walk up to a house, these people came out. And family, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I know who Israel is. I know who we are in my spirit. I know who we are. But Israel has always had a people, strangers, who didn't look like us. But we always had a people that had our back. We always had a people. It was always a people. And I don't feel like, in the time that we're in the time that we're heading in, that we're not going to have that. We're going to have people that don't look like us that's going to be assisting us. And in my dreams, this is what it was. These people, and a lot of our brothers and sisters call them Esau, you call them Caucasians, whatever you want to call them, that's who they were. And they came outside and they were like, cousin, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to be outside like this. Come on, get in the house. And I was nervous, y'all. I was nervous. For the Father told us not to trust our enemies. And we have a long history with these strangers. And we've learned that for the most part, they're not to be trusted. But the Father also told us that we'll know them by their fruits. It's not just talking about us. It's anybody he sends in the midst, because he'll use your enemies to protect you at times too. He'll use your enemies to give you a word. So after standing there looking at these people for a bit of time, I felt it was good that I go along with them. And I went inside of their house, and they were just panicking, like, what are we going to do? And they wanted me to go downstairs in their basement. So, I'm like, hey, wait a minute. I'm not going into anybody's basement. What are you talking about? What are you doing? I don't understand. What is this? And I'm looking at them because, like I said, they call me cousin. I'm like, what? I don't look like y'all cousin. Still in a state of confusion, family. Like, what is this? But they told me, they was like, you're going to be safe down here. You're going to be safe. Come on, let's go. So I get downstairs, and, they had things set up in this basement. Table, chairs, they had food down there and everything. And they said, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here out in the open like this. What are you doing? You're going to get yourself killed. And I was like, I don't even know how I got here. I had no knowledge of how I got to this place that I was in. And they told me, they was like, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. You have to stay here. We're going to figure out something. But you can't go back out there. Not yet. So I was like, okay. And then, as the dream moved on, one of the older men of that family, he came downstairs like swiftly. And he was just like, oh my gosh, they're coming. And so now I'm looking around and I'm like, who's coming? They were like, shh, you gotta be quiet. And so what it looks like, it looked like it was a family. It looked like husband and wife. It looked like, grandpa was there, maybe grandmother with some smaller, smaller children there or whatever. And the husband was just like, I'm going to go. You stay here. Y'all stay here. And so he goes upstairs and he looks and he's like, comes back and he's like, they're coming, they're coming. You stay down here. Don't move. Don't say anything. I don't care what you hear. Don't you move. And I wasn't going anywhere because, like I said, I didn't even know what the heck was going on. So I'm like, okay. So he goes on upstairs. His wife goes upstairs. The grandfather goes upstairs. The children of the family, they're upstairs now. And they open the door. And it sounded like a soldier. Just strong voice. Where is she? And the husband was just like, what are you talking about? Where's who? I know that she's in here. I know that y'all have her in here. Where is she? And then the husband was just like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's my family here, my wife, my dad. He was naming off the people in the house. And then, the soldiers tried to push their way through and the family tried to fight. But I heard gunshots go off. Several gunshots. And they were loud. And I could hear footsteps. And they were walking all upstairs around the house. And then they said, well, what's down here? And I can tell that they locked me down there. I can tell that that's what they did because they didn't just open the door. They were really trying to get in. And family, when I tell you, I'm not even going to sit here and act as if, I was bold in that hour, because when you don't know what's going on and you don't have no knowledge and you don't even know how you ended up in a place that's unfamiliar to you, you're not fearless. You're scared. And that's what I was within this dream. And I woke up out of this dream because they had bust their way through the door. And I can hear footsteps coming down the stairs. And I jumped out of that dream so fast. All praise to the Most High. I jumped out of that dream so fast. Now, I don't know if that was a test dream. I don't know if that was to show me, something to come or what it is I had to work on. But family, when I tell you that thing felt so real, that thing felt so real. And I've had dreams like that in the past, and I suppose this is the reason why those dreams have stayed with me, whether they've come to pass or they have yet to come to pass. Those dreams stay with me. And y'all will hear me say, I was scared. Yeah, you're going to hear me say that a lot, because that was my true feeling. Now, I'm a tough one. Always have been. I'm a tough one. But when I first started out in my younger years, I was quiet. It took things to happen in order for me, to get this tough persona. I was a fighter. I got in trouble. I'm a tough one. But all tough ones, have something that they're afraid of, whether they, find out an hour later. And there were things that scared me. And I say were because as I continue on this walk, the Father is showing me things that He has taken me through. And He has shown me the reason why He has taken me through them. See, one of the things that I have to, overcome is fear. Okay? Though that's one of the things that I have to overcome. That we all have things that we have to overcome, and we have, things that we've been working on, for however long we've been working on. That's one of my things, and I'm not afraid to tell it. And I'm not afraid to tell it because of the fact that he has brought me through a lot of things. So fear is being chipped away at within me, and it's being replaced with a fierce anger that he is also causing me to become in control of. Nevertheless, family, the place that I was dropped off at, guys, was Israel. I was dropped off at Israel. And I didn't understand, why in the heck would I be dropped off in Israel? Why? Why, when there's so much chaos going on over there? Why in the world would I be dropped off in Israel? I couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand it, and let me tell y'all how it took years, because I'm just now figuring out. And I still have to pray on additional confirmation just to make sure that my understanding is what it is. And I'm just now figuring out what that was about, family. Because when I came into this truth, I was so eager to change. I stopped eating certain things that I enjoyed eating that the Most High said you're not supposed to. No, I stopped as soon as I found out. There were some things that came easy, and there's some things that I still struggle with now. But I'm a work in progress. I am a work in progress. I'm not perfect, but he's working on me still. I didn't understand. I couldn't understand it. When I first came into this truth, like I said, I was eager. I was eager to please him. And I felt like I need to do this right now. It was like fire. It was an emergency. If I don't do this right now, these things are going to happen. And I was very emotional. Very emotional. And as I'm learning and I'm watching some of our brothers, I had came across a doctrine where you were to flee Babylon. Wherever you are, there's Babylons everywhere that we had been dropped off, our ancestors had been dropped off at. And we were to flee, because this is what our ancestors was known for doing, in situations like this. Flee. And when I tell y'all, I was telling my husband, I was like, we got to get passports, because, I don't fly. I don't go anywhere. I take care of my kids. And even if I could go somewhere, family, I've been going through so much financial difficulties for years. My mother used to call me and my husband the poorest, richest black folks she's ever seen, because we never had no money, but we always had everything we needed, and then some. So with that being said, like, even if I did have the money, I don't travel. I take care of my kids. I go to work. I attempt to pay my bills that seem like it's never ending. But I don't travel. I would have liked to travel, but then when you don't fly, where you really gonna go? But I was in a state of panic. And we got to get, oh my God, we got to get the passports for the children. We got to get our passports. Or my mother, I can't leave her, so we got to get her a passport. I was losing it. And the Most High knew I was losing it. He must have had a hearty good laugh. As you know, that the Most High has an awesome sense of humor. And I must have been a sight to behold, thinking that I had to gather passports because we had to flee this place and go off somewhere that we ain't never been. until he made me see. I said, not no plane, not man. I said, I would gather my children. I said, I would do it. Okay? And when I do it, everybody's gonna know. He didn't say you had to go off to flee nowhere, so I had to be made to understand that. Calm down out of my panic that I was going through. Okay? So when you are used to having dreams that, whether they reveal themselves right then and there, or, you know, a year or two later, or whatever the case may be, you're used to those dreams coming to pass. So in this particular dream, I'm saying to myself, what the heck? When I got up, what is this? Oh my God. You know, it stayed with me, but I suppose I never asked for confirmation at that time. I guess it must have scared me too much. I don't want to know nothing. I was just glad to be back. But when the Most High revealed to me that I was one of the 144, first of all, I didn't even have, you know, I heard about it, but like I told y'all in my last video, I heard about it. I, you know, heard a lot of brothers talk about it. It's men only, and, you know, all sorts of stuff, you know. Not going to rehash that because my last video was kind of long. But I heard the brothers talk about it, but I never really did no research because I figured, okay, they do what they were talking about. It is what it is. End of the day, I just hope that, you know, I'm one of those, you know, that the Most High doesn't leave here in this place. And I was satisfied with that. I still felt a certain kind of way every time I would hear the brothers talk, but I just chalked that up to, you know, my stubbornness, and I had to work on that. You know, I chalked it up, but it would dishearten me a little bit every time I heard it, and I couldn't understand why. I couldn't understand why. You know, when you hear the truth, you hear it, and you grab onto it, and you hold it, and you don't let it go. But when you hear things that don't sound quite right, and you start discerning like something is wrong, your spirit is uneasy until you know, get a understanding. And I realize now that I was uneasy feeling and getting angry the way that I was, because in my mind I'm saying the Most High loves us too. He loves us too. Okay, we're not, you know, we're not innocent. We're all sinners. I was like, but he loves us too. And the way that I used to hear these brothers talk about us, I mean, they still do, but I pay it no mind now. I hold on to what's good, you know, and that's even if I'm listening to them at all. Because we all see in part. None of us has the whole entire truth. And I'm supposing it's because he doesn't want us to get puffed up. These brothers out here, some of them, they are brothers. We have to pray for them, you know. But they get a little, and you see how they are. They get puffed up. So imagine if they had it all. Imagine if they had all knowledge. What would happen? I said all of that to say this. When the Most High revealed to me that I was one of the 144, I still, you know, I still have that feeling like, what? How? Me? Because I still feel I've done too much. I guess that's something I got to work on too. We forget that the Most High know us. He knows us better than we know ourselves at this point. So once I got that confirmation, I all of a sudden started remembering dreams that I've had in times past. And this was one of them. And I heard a pretty interesting breakdown the other day. But I think that the reason why it was so breakdown is because prior to hearing this breakdown, I was saying to myself, I was like, 144,000. 144,000. I don't know. I got this thing with dividing, adding, dividing, trying to figure things out. And I was like, that's about 72,000. Two groups of 72,000. So it wasn't surprising that I started seeing that number a lot. Or things with that number, with those numbers, you know, sequences in it. And then I heard a breakdown from a sister. I'm not going to mention her name because, like I told you in my first video, I don't promote anybody. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to do what I'm supposed to do, which is, you know, have been appointed for this time. Because I never had an interest in, you know, sharing these things on the outside of my family members who know me. Never had an interest of doing that. But I just felt a strong urge that it was time for me to share. For who? I don't know. I don't know who this is for. But the breakdown was talking about, you know, some people of the elect have already been revealed to on where their drop-off location is going to be at, on where they're going to go when they have to witness to these people that's left behind, to get them to repent. And when she said that, I was just like, some people know their locations? Really? They've been given their locations? And it's still, my dream still didn't, at that point, it didn't dawn on me. It wasn't until after. I don't know. I don't remember right now whether it was, you know, I lose track of time sometimes. I don't remember if it was that day or if it was the next day that it was just out of nowhere, just random. Like, my dream popped up. And I was just like, I'm going to be dropped off in Israel. And even now, you know, I wrestle with myself, and I need to seek the Most High a little further on this, because I'm trying to wrap my mind around the fact that I'm going to be put smack dab in the war zone. I suppose that if I couldn't handle that, he wouldn't have considered me for it. And I don't dare not question the Most High. I'll go where he send me. And that's the truth. I'll go where he sends me. Call Malaysia. I'm sorry, scared you. Sorry, family. Water, food for my children tonight. I would have loved to cook something for them, but trials and tribulations, family. Trials and tribulations. Yeah, I've been under attack. I've been under attack for a very long time, going through repetitiveness, you know. So, all praises to the Most High. All praises, I'm still able to feed my children. Even if it's not the food I would like to give them, the way that I would like to give it to them, they still eat. So all praises. Anyway, battling with that. Just battling, family. That's what we're doing right now. Those of the elect, y'all know it's a struggle. We battle. We gotta fight. Even when we tired. And I want to go home. I sincerely mean that. I want to go home because I'm tired. Emotionally, mentally, I'm tired. And that's one of the reasons why the Most High woke me up, because I was so tired. And He knew that I would listen now, at that time. I was tired. He uses our circumstances to get our attention, because we don't pay attention. We too used to the hustle and bustle of life, trying to take care of your family the best way that you can, and you're trying to work, and you just got people just pulling you in all sorts of directions, and you just don't have time to pay attention. So sometimes He uses circumstances to get our attention. And now, these circumstances keep you humbled, and it keeps you focused, and it keeps you dependent upon Him. We have become accustomed to trying to fix everything ourselves, instead of realizing and recognizing that there's some things that we just cannot do on our own. But we've been raised to be independent and don't depend on anybody. I know I was raised that way. But the Most High has a way of wheeling you in and letting you know that you need Him, and making you realize that He is all you need. You make things harder for yourself when you try to fight against that. But anyway, family, back to the story. So I'm trying to wrap my mind around, what this dream really means, and I am, waiting for the Father to give confirmation. Sometimes He's real quick with things. Other times He wants you to focus. He wants you to think, because I think that He knows that in your heart of hearts you know what it means, but you're really not ready to accept those things. But time is short, family. Time is short. Time is real short, and every day I can feel it. I can feel it. So I don't know if there's anybody else out there who, has had dreams about, their drop-off location, or where, I don't know. And I probably, this may sound a little crazy to some of you, especially those that haven't been awakened and they just stumbled upon this video. Might sound a little crazy, but listen, it's the truth. It's what I dreamed. And as I stated in my last video, my dreams, you can tell when it's a ragu dream. You know what I mean? I hope y'all know what I mean by a ragu dream. You better eat something sweet before you went to bed, or, whatever the case may be. This is not one of those. Okay, I know what those are. This is not one of those. As well as a lot of my other dreams that I've had, that have come to fruition. I just, I don't know. But this was on my mind today, because I'm still battling with myself in belief if this is what it really is, But I was dropped off. in Israel. And I don't know, you know, I hear other people saying that they were dropped off with somebody. If I was dropped off with somebody in this dream, that other person wasn't there. It was just me. It was me. Okay, so, you know, I don't know what to make of it. So if anybody, you know, hear this story, maybe you can let me know, because I don't have that understanding just yet. Maybe you can, you know, shed some light on that for me, because I'm battling with this right now. Okay, I'm battling, but yeah. It was something else that I wanted to mention too, and I have to think about what that was. There was something else. So I guess for right now, I'll just, you know, I'll end it there. I'll end it with, you know, as hard as things are becoming for us, we have to, it's imperative that we endure, because the Most High has big plans for us, and, you know, it's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna have a rude awakening. They're gonna have a very, very rude awakening, because the things that they thought, and they're gonna have a rude awakening, and, you know, we're gonna find ourselves in situations where we're gonna have to minister to these people. So we have to endure. We have to. Because if you're anything like me, you wanted nothing more to assist. You wanted nothing more to help. You wanted nothing more. So you spent all your life trying to do that. When I was little, I wanted to be nothing more than a doctor. I wanted to be a doctor. And I wanted to be a doctor because I wanted to help people. My mother used to sit us around a table at home in the kitchen, and she used to ask us, you know, what are we doing to reach our goal, and, you know, this and the third. And I used to always just say, I want to be a doctor, and I'm going to go to school, I'm going to learn, and yeah. Monkey wrenches, people, like I said in my last video, monkey wrenches, because if what you want to do doesn't line up with the Most High's order, it ain't gonna happen for you. I don't care how much determination you have, okay? It's not gonna work out for you. And even if the Most High allows you to obtain those things in which He has not planned for you, you won't be able to keep it. Because in my experience, it kind of seemed like, I said it right the first time. It kind of seems like I would work hard for things, and I would get them, and I would have them for a little while, and then they'd be snatched right away. That's what I've been dealing with. I would work hard for it, and it'd be snatched right away. To the point to where I'm just numb. I used to cry. I worked hard for that. Used to be depressed. I worked hard for that. But I've experienced so much loss. Oh my gosh. That I'm numb. It's like, oh well. If it's meant for me to have it again, I'll get it. That's the attitude now. And I've learned that we can't have attachments to this place, because this place is almost over. You can't have attachments. And so, just to ensure that you don't have any attachments to this place, the Most High will take things from you. Let you play with them for a little while. Let you fall in love with those things. And then snatch. And you may cry, oh my God, why does this keep happening to me? Oh, he doesn't love me. Trust me, I've been there. I worked hard for that. Ooh. It's not funny, but you gotta laugh, because that's what it's been. It's been this way for me. It seems like forever. But like I said, that is the Most High's way of keeping you at attention. You were not supposed to root yourself here and get wrapped up into materialistic things. Yeah, you're supposed to have things to sustain you, but you're not supposed to get wrapped up into materialistic things and obtain, all of these worldly things. Not saying that it's wrong to have them, but you can't bank your bottom dollar that you're going to keep those things forever, because you're not. Okay? And to ensure that you don't get off track, to ensure that you're not blindsided, to ensure that you are where you're supposed to be at the appointed time, the Most High allows these things to happen. Okay? So, we gotta endure. Watch and pray. Okay? There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of things going on, I tell you. A lot of things. And I know y'all see it. Y'all can see it. And I know you probably have some of the same feelings as me. You try to stay away from certain videos that you be going on to see, who else is talking about, so you can get confirmation of, and you searching and you're looking and whatever. And, you don't want to watch certain things because you know that you're going to be angry, and you don't want that anger to spill over, because you need to still operate within this world. We have jobs. We still have to operate around, certain groups of people. We still have to, survive while we're in this place, and you don't want to be walking around angry. And the Most High says, you be angry, but sin not. If you walking around angry, sooner or later, that anger is going to spill out and spill off over onto somebody. Okay? And sin will be right there at the door. So, I don't look for videos that, cause me to get angry like that. But every now and then I'll be led to look at videos, and when I tell you, family, I am learning how to think before I react, because when I tell you, I can feel from the pit of my stomach, my blood be boiling because of the atrocities that continue to go on with our people. Okay, I be on boil, and luckily this is just video. Okay, because I've always been a defender of people. I've A lot of my fights and a lot of my troubles in school was always for somebody else. It was never for me. It was never for me. It was always for somebody else. And I don't ever recall myself being angry while I was doing it. So add anger on top of that, and now you want to defend somebody. That could be a world of trouble in a time that's not appointed. So we got to be careful not to be forced to act before it's time. So yeah, I guess, I'm gonna make another video, and I'll come back with that, but until then, endure, family, endure. We don't have much longer. You can feel it, I can feel it, we can feel it. We don't have much longer. And though we yearn to go home, though we yearn for this thing to be over, we do. We gotta be mindful that, these things that's getting ready to take place is a serious matter. It's a serious matter. We gotta be mindful that though we yearn to go home, there's things that have to transpire before we're able to do just that. And it's not a light matter. And we got to keep that in mind. It's not a light matter. And the Most High didn't give us the spirit of fear. He didn't. And this is the reason why he works with me the way that he works with me on getting rid of that, because he didn't give us that spirit. But even with that being said, we have to be mindful of, the time that's coming. We have to be mindful of the time that's coming, because none of us know our end. We know that we've been called. We know that we've been chosen. The Most High has confirmed his elect. People have said, in 2017, 2018, you should know who you are by now. No, the Most High calls and wakes who he wants to call and wake. Has been predestined. At an appointed time, his servants wake up little by little. And he woke me, but did not confirm with me, did not tell me, didn't know anything about being an elect until just recently. So we got to be mindful of these. You got to be mindful. We don't know what our end is going to be. We don't know after the end of the ministry that the Most High has chosen us and has appointed us to, what's to be our end. We know what's going to happen, according to his word after the fact. But we need not treat this as if it's a light matter. Okay? These are perilous times that we're coming into. And we need to remember that. And on that note, brothers and sisters, thank you for listening. I'll be back again. Endure. Pray for me as I pray for you. Shalom.